Hey everybody! I hope you had a great Tuesday. I haven't looked, but I don't think we got a video from Rock today. Maybe she's already went on her vacation to the cabin out in the wilderness where she won't have Wi-Fi. I don't know. But anywho, happy Tuesday and happy Canada Day to everybody. Well, the other day I was watching Steve, old Clunky Shoes video, and he was talking about the Derecho they were supposed to get, which is it's a real high wind. It's real destructive wind. It's not like a tornado because it's like a straight wind, I think. But anyway, and he was saying it never did show up, and I told him, I said, well, you don't want one of them things because I went to look back at my videos. We had one of those one time up here in the holler. What have we not had up here in the holler? But in fact, it was 2 years ago, 2012, on the 4th of July, in that time period, we had one of those big old winds, and it knocked our power out for 8 days. In fact, it affected my home state and other states too. It was bad. And so it knocked our power out for 8 days, and I made 5 videos about it. And, that was something I never want to see again. That thing scared me to death. I was in the Jeep trying to get home, and there was so much dust and debris and everything in the road, and tree limbs and leaves, and oh my Lord, it scared me to death. I almost was hysterical. It was so scary. My neighbor just... he was outside. He had like his jaw hit the floor. It was just something to see. I don't ever want to see that again. Jasper, just be still. Jasper's here beside me. He's been sick today. Throwed up. Oh, Lord. I hate when he's so sick. And he was hiding over there in his little tent we have for him. Didn't want to face the world. And that's how he did. When he gets sick, he just wants to hide. But he's up here on the table with me, but he's wanting to move. But anywho, that reminded me of that great wind we had 2 years ago, and I don't ever want to see that. We've had some real rainy weather the other day. It rained. It poured so hard. And, it wasn't just like a shower. It poured and poured and poured and poured and poured. It was bad. I didn't think it was ever going to stop. It was amazing. It rained so hard for so long. But anyhow, so guess what happened today? Got me a new washer, whatever you want to call it. Our old washer, which is probably about 15 years old, and James has worked on it. He's put new pumps in it, and James, he's a jack of all trades. James can about do anything that he sets his mind to. Now he does, he can. But what was the problem with this washer was it was getting oil spots all over the clothes. And, I just can't have that. So we looked it up, and they said it's probably the transmission. And they said that, to replace the transmission, you may as well get a new washer. So I went down to Lowe's yesterday. And, I looked online. The only kind of appliances I've ever had was GE or Whirlpool, something like that. And so I got online, they had a sale on washers, which was good. Woot, 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 So I told Jason, well, I'll go down there and pick us up one, pick it out. So I went down there, and they had a couple of GEs. They had them big fancy washers, that the front loaders that cost $1,200 or $1,300. And I'm just not going to pay that kind of money for a washer. I wish I could, but I just can't. I just can't do it. I can't see myself spending that kind of money on it. But so I was going to get a top loader, washer, just a regular washer. And man, they've changed so much since I bought a washer. So they had a Maytag, they had a couple of Maytags, they had a Roper, they had a couple GEs, and I don't think I saw any Whirlpools. But anyway, I saw that Maytag washer, and, it just took me back to where I was a kid. My mother always had a Maytag washer. Well, a couple of them. She always had a ringer type Maytag washer, you know, ringer washer. And I don't know if a lot of you probably don't know what that is. It's your washer. You have to put your clothes between two rollers and roll it out to get the water out of it. People my age probably would know what that is, but maybe young people wouldn't know. Back then, washing clothes just wasn't pushing a button, deciding what kind of wash you want to do. It's a little bit more work to it, you know what I mean? And I've washed clothes on a ringer washer. They're a little bit dangerous. You know, I've heard of people getting their arms caught up in them ringers and stuff. And it wasn't an automatic ringer. You had to take the handle and you know, roll them clothes through the ringer. But anyway, I saw that Maytag washer and I said, you know, Maytag's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be a good product and stuff. The only thing about this Maytag, it didn't have an agitator in it. It had something called a fountain impeller. So I called the sales lady over there and, you know, I talked to her about the different washers she had. And I said, you know, because the last washer I bought was 15 years ago. I'm not, you know, she deals with washers every day. So I said, well, you know, I'll take your opinion on it. What do you think, you know, the difference between these other washers and this fountain impeller, no agitator washer? And she told me, she said, well, that's the next step in line. You know, these other washers are a little bit old technology, and this one's, you know, it senses how big your load is and stuff. And so, you know, really the Maytag brand is what sold me. And it really wasn't that much more expensive than the other washers. Plus, I get a rebate, you know, it's a high energy thing, washer. So anyway, so I come home and I said, well, I'll get that. And I, you know, purchased that washer and they were going to deliver it today. So when I came home yesterday, though, I told James, I said, James, I got me a funny kind of washer. I said, that Maytag's what sold me, you know. So I got to looking online about this fountain impeller. And Lord, there's all kinds of people that hates that kind of washer. And I told James, I said, Lord, I hope I have not made a big old mistake getting that Maytag washer. But they brought it today and took it upstairs. They didn't have no problems taking it upstairs. And James told me this morning when he came home from work, he said, honey, I don't want to get rid of that old washer. I said, James, I said, what are we going to do with that old washer? I said, honey, let him take it, you know. And he said, yeah. But 2-3 hours later, he said, I'm going to keep that washer. I said, what are you going to do with that washer? He said, it's got a good water pump on it. I said, but honey, it's not even going to match the washer I bought today. You know, you can't enter. And he said, oh, I can use it for the garage. And no. I said, well, what are you going to do with it? He said, I'm going to put it out in that big room over top of the garage. So, honey, this morning he dragged that big old washer in there, you know. So they brought my washer, and, you know, you have to have high efficiency detergent because you can't it uses very little water, this washer does. And you got to have a certain kind of detergent. And, you know, I hollered up at James. I said, I'd went to the store and come back and I said, I'm going to come up and wash some clothes. And I was reading the instructions and it said you had to have high energy detergent or whatever. And I told it up at James. I said, is that detergent up there high energy? He said, I don't think it is. I said, so I had to go back down the road, get some high energy detergent and brought it home. When I got back upstairs, all that detergent is high energy. Anyway, so I did wash a couple loads of clothes in there, and it does make different sounds and pops, which they said it would. And I just hope I have not made a mistake getting that kind of washer. So I'll be able to do a better review on it in 3 or 4 months to tell you how, you know, how it's done. So that was the excitement that happened here today. It's been hot and muggy. But anyway, James wants hamburgers and hot dogs on the 4th of July. He's going to be off for 3 days, and of course, he's going to be out there working on that silly, stupid garage door. I hate it for him. I wish he'd get it fixed. He thought he had it fixed this weekend. I was, whoop! You got it done, buddy. I knew you could. But then something happened. It didn't. He said, I'll get it fixed. I said, honey, I know you will. It worries him more than it does me. I mean, Anywho, so I'm going to fix hamburgers and hot dogs. And I hope James, gets his garage door fixed. I hope y'all have a great 4th of July. If you kick out, have family. Joshua, I haven't talked to him in a few days. I hope maybe we'll get to speak to him in a day or two and see how he's doing. But that's about it. This is Melissa reporting from up in the holler. Bye, everybody.